Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this one. So, what I'm going to be talking about is something I just talked about in our previous live session, where I was talking about how you can consistently get into a good trade every single week. And I talked about how you basically can do that by just choosing pairs that are basically moving together towards the same direction. An example of such pairs, we have Euro US dollar, we have GBP US dollar, and we also have AUD US dollar. Now, these three pairs, when they are bullish, they are all bullish. When they are bearish, they are all bearish, right? The only difference between them is one of them could be moving faster than the other one could be moving slower than the other. That is basically the difference. So Euro might be doing 1% and GBP might be doing 0.5%, AUD might be doing 1.8%, stuff like that. So, but as long as DXY is bearish, these ones are bullish. Now, what you basically do is every week you're looking at which of you're literally looking at every single one of them, marking out your higher time frame points of interest. I'll just show you an example of what that looks like. So right here, let's say you go to the weekly, and on this weekly time frame, here is your weekly fair value gap, right? You don't know if price is going to use the weekly fair value gap on this one or on euro or on GBP. All you know is to mark the weekly fair value gap and wait for a mitigation, right? You go to euro and you're doing the same exact thing. You're going to euro, you're looking at the weekly, and you're marking a weekly fair value gap as well. Here is the weekly fair value gap on euro, and you go straight down to GBP US dollar. You go to the weekly and you're marking the weekly fair value gap, right? Now you can see that these three pairs have very similar weekly points of interest. What do you want to see? When price comes into every single one of these key levels, what you want to do is you want to see a break of structure. Now, how do you pick and choose which of them you should trade? Because you're not going to be trading every single one of them. You're going to be trading just one of them, one of these pairs. How do you choose which one to trade? First thing you want to do is you want to do your wait for your time frame break of structure, which in this case you want to wait for a 1 hour break of structure. Now, when you see your 1 hour break of structure, you can start looking for a trade, and you can also start saving to see which one of them you want to trade. What I personally do is when I go to that 1 hour, I also go to 4 hour, right? What I'm looking for is which of these pairs also broke a 4 hour structure while breaking a 1 hour structure. If I see that maybe Euro broke a 4 hour structure, or AUD broke a 4 hour, or GBP broke a 4 hour, my focus will be on that one that broke a 4 hour structure, because that one is the highest probability to go towards my direction. And that one could potentially even give you more profits potentially because it's a higher time frame break. I'll show you what I mean. Now, first thing we want to do, we want to go to 1 hour time frame. We want to see if there's a 1 hour break of structure. Now, in this case, you can basically see that as much as this price action looks really weird, this is the 1 hour high that was broken. And you can see that after that break, price came back down for a retest, but the retest didn't happen. It tapped into this imbalance here, and that pushed price to continue higher. Now, this is on GBP. We go to AUD. AUD on the other end, it only tapped the new week opening range gap. And if we look at it on the 1 hour, we can also see that AUD took liquidity from here. It broke structure here. This is the break of structure. And after break of structure, it didn't even retest. It just continued higher. Now, let's have a look at Euro on the other hand. Euro, we tapped the fair value gap and we broke a 1 hour high right here. And after breaking that 1 hour high, Euro came back for a retest. And also, Euro also broke a 4 hour high as well. So that means this is the one I'm more interested in taking a trade. Why? Because if you look at this one as well on the 4 hour, there was no break of structure on the 4 hour. Look at this one on the 4 hour as well. There was no break of structure on the 4 hour. Euro is the only one that broke structure on the 4 hour. So my focus is going to be on Euro, looking for areas of interest for me to buy. Example, after the break of structure, we got a retest, fair value gap. Count 3 time frames to the left and wait for a break of structure in the 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, go straight down to 5 minutes, 5 minutes high, 5 minutes low, break of structure, retest, 1:2. London session, we already banked the 1:2. We're moving on for the rest of the day. And this is how you can consistently get into trades using these 3 specific pairs. Now, I know for some of you, this might seem a lot complicated, but that is the reason why I'm doing this 30 days live mentorship every single day for 30 days. We're going to be having sessions like this, 1 hour sessions every single day. I'll be explaining how you can do this in depth, how you can be consistent as quickly as possible. All you have to do is go to the general group, click on the pinned post, you'll see the registration details, use it, you sign up, or you can text me if you need more information. And always remember that I'm always here to support every single one of you. Wishing you a lovely week. Take care.